Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of the Fan. Today I'm going to talk about the World Test Championship, the history of it, the current scenario, and what lies ahead in the future. So let's begin. First, the history. Test cricket, the toughest and the truest form of the game, never had a championship before. Unlike in ODIs, there is a ODI World Cup. In T20, there is a T20 World Cup. But for Test cricket, what ICC used to do is to hand over the Test mace to the number one ranked side in the world in every year. For the past 3 years, India has been holding the Test mace and the number one ranking, very deservingly so. I have an interesting take on this. We all know that it is very hard to win Test cricket away from home for every nation currently. Just in football, like Champions League football, there is a way of scoring home and away, and they consider the net score, and more weightage is given to away goals. If we take the same thing into Test cricket with home and away wins, India is holding a net advantage with every major cricketing nation currently. That's why they are the number one ranked side in the world. With Australia, it is 4-2. In fact, the last time they visited Down Under, they won the Test series for the first time 2-1. With South Africa, it is 4-2 as well. With New Zealand, it is 3-2. And with England, it is 5-4. As a matter of fact, India competed very well in South Africa and England, both places, having won one Test match in both places, and they could have done even much better had little bit of luck went their way. Anyhow, let's come back to the World Test Championship. World Test Championship came into place as ICC decided to give more context to Test cricket. What they did is for the top 9 playing Test nations, they arranged within the FTP of every board a 2-year cycle Test cricket format with 6 series each for all the 9 nations, 3 home, 3 away, with 120 points for each series. Let's try to have a look at what happens to the points in each series, because each series is not uniformly in terms of the number of games. In some series, it will be a 2-match series or a 3-match or 4-match or 5-match. But the net points for the whole series will remain 120 regardless of the number of matches. For example, if it is a 2-test match series, the number of points will be 120. So for win, it will be 60. For a tie, it will be 30. For a draw, it will be 20. So for a tie, it is like half of the points, and for a draw, 1/3. So you can calculate for all the other scenarios. Like for a 3-test match series, it will be 40 points for a win, 20 points for a tie, and 13 for a draw. So this is how they made the most of the situation. Many have their own claims that this is not exactly fully fair, which is true, because many teams who won't be playing the large number of matches in a series will be at a disadvantage. For example, as I will say that New Zealand has an advantage because they're not really playing 4-match or 5-match series. They mostly have 2-match series or even at most 3. So there are some loopholes in this World Test Championship, but I think ICC did a great job at what they had in hand and to arrange this kind of championship within a short span of time. So this championship started on August 1, 2019 with the Ashes, and within a 2-year cycle, every top 9 playing nations is supposed to play all these 6 series, and the top 2 nations in the points table will vouch for the World Test Championship at Lords in June 2021. Of course, due to the COVID-19 situations, series like England, Sri Lanka, and many others is going to get affected. And in my opinion, this series will be postponed, should be postponed, not splitting points definitely. And in the final will also be postponed, in my opinion, for sure. Now let's look at the current situation and the table. Realistically speaking, although many teams like Pakistan, Bangladesh, West Indies, South Africa have an outside chance, but the main fight is between the top 4 teams in my opinion currently, which is India, Australia, England, New Zealand, and England. So they have not played equal number of series yet, but currently they have played considerable amount of series both home and away, so that we can have a look at what are the possible future scenarios. Many people think that India is very far ahead in the table and almost certain to play the final, but that is very far from true. If you look at what lies ahead, India is having a very considerable amount of lead with 360 points, but India's next two series are Australia away, 4 matches, and England at home, 5 matches. Even if India managed to win, say, all the 5 matches against England, which will be difficult to win all 5, they will get 120 more. That takes them to 480. Still, they will need much more. They will need points in Australia, at least 2 games, to be in contention for the final, which is not going to be easy. And you will see why they really do need those 2 test wins at least down under. Now consider Australia. They are at number 2 position with 296 points. But what are the series remaining? One, of course, against India at home, where they have an advantage. Let's say they manage to win 2 of them, and they manage to get 60 more points out of the Indian series. Then they are about 350, right? Then they have 2 away series, which is Bangladesh 2 test matches, and then they have South Africa away 3 test matches. There is every possibility then they can get full points out of those 2 series. In that case, Australia will be very easily through to the final of the World Test Championship with around 590 or around 600 points. So Australia have a big advantage because the series remaining is such that they can reach to those high number of points. Same case is with New Zealand. Let's have a look at New Zealand. So currently they are at 180 points. But what are the series remaining? They are playing Pakistan at home. We all know how good they are at home in Test cricket. They are playing Pakistan at home for 2 test matches, West Indies at home for 3, and they will play Bangladesh away for 2. That means they have a chance to get all full, like 360 points. In that case, they are definitely, there is a chance. I hope they don't get all those points. Maybe they should lose some points, which will make things easier for India. But keeping the bias aside, New Zealand really have a very good chance if they manage to really enforce their strength in all those series. And 360 plus 180, it makes 540, which is kind of beyond reach for India. So definitely India would not only be wanting to win their matches, but they would also be hoping that New Zealand should lose at least 1 or 2 of their away or home matches. Otherwise, New Zealand is a big contender. That's what I was talking about previously, that New Zealand, since they're playing less number of matches in every series, they have a distinct advantage. That is one of the loopholes of this World Test Championship. Of course, another loophole of this World Test Championship is not every team is playing every team home and away. So it depends on the FTF of those 2 years, which is might be unfair to some teams. Then let's consider England. They are at a bit of disadvantage. They have a very outside chance as well, but they are at 146. And they have a series in Sri Lanka, which is away, which is, let's say, if they manage to get 120 points in that series, because I'm considering that their away series with India, they won't be getting much points. But their home series is with Pakistan and West Indies, which is 3 matches each. In that case, England also can make a strong claim with more than 500 points, and especially if they manage to win at least 1 match in India. So this World Test Championship has really heated up. Of course, with the virus situation, currently there is no cricket going on, but I am really excited, and I'm sure all the cricket fans around the globe are excited to see which 2 teams out of these 4 will make it to the finals at Lord's, whenever it is, probably definitely not June 2021. My pick, I would say England have a very outside chance, but Australia, India and New Zealand, all 3 have really equal chance to make it to the finals. And actually New Zealand New Zealand has a distinct advantage in that as well. So let's see, let's hope, and let's pray that first this virus situation globally calms down and we all get to see sports and cricket soon as well. And everyone be safe, stay at home, and please like, share, subscribe, comment on my video, and keep supporting me like always. Thank you.